Hey Scott, I hope you're doing good. I saw where you commented on your video, The Origin of Evil, and I went and looks like some people are giving you some flack for no reason at all. Sorry about that. I don't know exactly what they're up to, but I realize you're trying to answer difficult questions in this life just like some of the rest of us. I've got a little input on this question. I think which is what you asked for at the end of the deal. I hope you get it and receive some benefit from it. Uh, I'm glad you made this video for that reason. And just so you know, I am becoming troubled by the way life is interfering with YouTube also. But it seems as if you are taking it well in that video anyway. And by the way, was that a joke at 36 seconds where you said maybe women in reference to the fact that you would be bringing up Eve? Because if you did that on purpose, I got to hand it to you. That was great. At about 106, you made another haha where you said that invisible and non-existent have non-existence in common. That would be more funny if it were true. You see, there are lots of things that are invisible but we believe exist. Things such as ultraviolet light, microwaves, space, gravity, yesterday, tomorrow. At 132, you quote Shakespeare saying, "Nothing is either good or bad, but thinking makes it so." You have taken Hamlet's line out of context. Good or bad in the sense it was used here means pleasant or unpleasant. For example, chocolate ice cream is good or bad depending on the person you ask, which I agree is the same with questions of ethics, and in that vein, I think Paul, an earlier author, said it well. Romans 14:14. I know and am persuaded in the Lord Jesus that nothing is unclean in itself, but it is unclean for anyone who thinks it unclean. To further crystallize this idea, he says in verse 23, "But whoever has doubts is condemned if he eats, because the eating is not from faith, for whatever does not proceed from faith is sin." And the eating there, you could say partake in anything. Anyway, on with the show. Of course, you realize the Bible does not say it was an apple that Eve ate. Of course, I will grant you that it does not matter what it was, because the central truth of the story is as follows. They knew God personally. He said, "Do not do this one thing, and you can do anything else, and have fun." Of course, by this time, they had surely realized they were made for fun. So they rocked on there in paradise, having no telling how much fun. Then one day, someone came to them and told them something new. This someone also had been made by God for unknown enjoyment, and had his own will. With this will, or choice, he decided he could be God. He then came and told this man and woman that they too could be like God if they would just do the one thing God had told them not to do. Now, if obedience were a question, they would have asked why not when God first told them not to do this one thing. So we can assume from that and from other dialogue between God and them and themselves that during their life up to that point, they realized fully their relationship with their Creator. That's their creator-creation relationship. I will define it just in case there are any questions. If a being has been made by another highly superior being, and has been provided with pleasure upon pleasure, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and that Creator then enjoys relationship with His creations, the relation is this. The Creator continues to want only good for His creation. That is the definition of love. The creation reciprocates this desire, plus is eternally grateful to the Creator for making them and their environment. So you see, the actual sin was not doing the thing that they were told not to do, although that was the result. The actual sin was deciding, like Satan, that they deserved more, that they wanted to be God, or possibly be more than God, not just one of His creations. Did you know that the root of the word humble means knowing your place? I just found that out recently. Now, as for inheriting or the existence of a sin nature, I will do another video on that I have already written for another purpose. It will be called my flesh for Christians and atheists. I will point out one truth about the whole situation now, though. Even if the first people had not decided to try to take God's place in the relationship, in this creator-creation relationship, and none of their descendants from them to me had made that prideful error, I would have, and have actually done it. He loves me still, and I know that's hard to believe. And yes, he, she, we are made fallible and imperfect, however, possessing a choice, a will. So why, you ask, did he not make us perfect? Well, because there is no choice with that plan. And what a plan the real plan is. Just check out what Paul said in Romans 8:18 through 25. For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us. For the creation waits with eager longing for the revealing of the sons of God. For the creation was subjected to futility, not willingly, but because of him who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself will be set free from its bondage to corruption and obtain the freedom of the glory of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation has been groaning together in the pains of childbirth until now. And not only the creation, but we ourselves, who have the first fruits of the Spirit, groan inwardly as we eagerly wait for the adoption as sons, the redemption of our bodies. For in this hope we are saved. Now hope that is seen is not hope. For who hopes for what he sees? But if we hope for what we do not see, we wait for it with patience. As for your final question, who made this evil? Part of it was answered in that last reading. But if there's any doubt, in Isaiah 45, 6 through 8, and here I use the King James Version instead of the ESV, because in the ESV they use calamity in the place of the word evil in verse 7, and evil is your word in this discussion. Verse 6, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it. And I hope this would help you in some small way, or maybe somebody else that happens upon it. And I'll catch you later.